All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox on the Iconic Video Games channel. I am your host, Axel1324.
And I'm coolcatterri.
That's right. And man, what a week! I didn't think there would be this much news, this early in the year. But hey, Xbox giveth the news.
Yeah.
So that's always great. Let's check in with the chat. Shout out to my buddy Doggy Dog 420. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Hey, Doggy, seeing as I am contractually obligated here, do our Steelers play this week? I don't know. I became an obligatory fan a week ago, so let me know. Shout out to you. You are the real MVP. Your Wicked Hot joins us. Shout out to your Wicked Hot. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says more football. Yes, football. But then it's almost over. And then we got to wait 8 months. I hate that. Shout out to Web Dave for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Here is Dreadpool. Shout out to Dreadpool. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. And Dreadpool is having technology problems, so we'll see what happens. And shout out to the Gina. Thank you so much for joining us, the Gina. You are the real MVP. He says the hat crew is here. Heck yeah. All hats all the time. Doggy Dog says, hello, Axel. Our Steelers game got postponed until tomorrow. Dang, man. The Broncos would have never postponed a snow game. Just saying. Let's see. Chair Walker says, good morning. Go Pack, go. Oh, so that's right. Against the Cowboys today.
The Packers better beat those Cowboys. I'm just putting that out there. They better beat those Cowboys.
It's January. The Cowboys fall apart during this time. Don't worry about it. Let's see. And shout out to Happy Cloud Gamer. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you being here. So Terry, another week has gone by. What have you been playing?
Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I think I already talked about it last week. I finished Avatar and I started Remnant 2. So I've been messing around with Remnant 2.
Getting your souls on, huh? What do you think of that? You're going to play Elden Ring? Dark
Souls, Souls? Remnant is so easy compared to the Souls games. Don't even. But and then I'm almost done with Bramble, and I did start Lords of the Fallen. That's gonna be a good one, but but Bramble, I almost have it done. So.
Very nice. The Gina comes in. He says, "Eternal Shaddai is missing so often. He needs to change his name to Occasional Shaddai." Shaddai is having personal issues right now. He will be absent for an undetermined time. It's gonna be months. So let's wish him the best of luck. Getting his personal life sorted out so he can return to the show one day, possibly. But yeah, we do miss him here. And let's see, Dreadpool joins us. Dread, are you there? Are you able to speak?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right.
There he is. Dreadpool's here. Good morning.
Morning. So yeah, finally got here.
Absolutely.
Better late than never.
Yes. What have you been playing this week, Tread? What have you been playing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, nothing. Really haven't had a chance to play anything this week, which really sucks. But it's kind of what happens with life.
Mm-hmm.
70 hours in a work week, all you do is sleep and wake up and go back to work, and
Yeah,
so,
I feel
touching
you.
grass the rest of the weekend.
I was telling Terry, I was like, I sat there and I'm like, what did I play this week? And I'm like, I've been so busy. I think I only played for like an hour this week, and at that it was Gotham Knights as I'm trying to get through the campaign with Batgirl to unlock her Bats ability, and I'm just going through it, and all I've done is played Gotham Knights. I played with my friends as we're trying to get through the floors of the assault mode. It's a lot of fun, a lot of frustration, a lot of like, are you kidding me? Like, we're so strong that the only way we die at this point is to basically like some enemy just nukes us. Like we mess up our dodge and we get hit by like an ultra powerful attack, and it's basically 100-0, and it's the only way we die. But it's a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll wrap that up. I think we have maybe 8 floors left, so we'll wrap that up maybe next week or the week after, and then we're moving on to Remnant 2 after that. So yeah. Terry, how's the weather? By the way, guys, if the power goes out and you see me disappear, I'm sorry. This is Texas. Power when it gets cold in Texas is very iffy. Terry, how's the weather where you're at?
It's been rainy. It's good now, but it's on the cool side for Georgia. It's 29, so for Georgia that's cold. But back home in Wisconsin, that's springtime. So,
well, it's funny. It's 49 here, and it feels like it's negative, for us Floridians. But
it's 49.
49, and it feels like 40. The feels like is 46. Just so you know.
It feels like 46.
But
wow.
Here's the beauty of it, right? I'm wearing a sweater, I'm wearing a nice hoodie, but I'm also wearing shorts.
Oh, goodness.
Shorts and flip-flop and a hoodie. So my Chicago blood is still running thick.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hasn't thinned
Yesterday
out.
it was right when it was freezing. I was still wearing sandals and shorts. So my Colorado blood's still going through it. Here right now, it is 14 degrees. Feels like 6 degrees. So yeah, we're getting ready for the sleet, where we are predicted to have ice today, ice storms, and then snowstorms overnight. So we'll see.
I got friends in Canada where it's negative 50, and the power grid turned off.
Dang.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's going to happen here too. I'm already prepared. We got all our water saved up, everything. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Doggy Dog says it's negative 7 degrees where he's at. General Spartan, shout out to General Spartan. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. He says it is minus 11 degrees here. Holy cow. And Doggy Dog says, oh, them legs.
I do not miss the negative temps, not one bit.
I miss
I'm
the
happy
snow,
I've gotten
but I
away.
definitely don't miss the negative temps. Like I remember being out in Colorado and it's so cold, it feels like your face is burning. Like I remember that. Like it is so cold and windy, it feels like your face is burning. But then I'm also like, I would just put on a mask.
It gets so cold that you wish for snow because that means it warmed up.
Let's see. Duggadog says got plenty of wine stocked up in the case, stocked up in case power goes out for a while. Yeah, no. We're just packing up water, drinking water. But then I thought, like, what are we going to do for the bathroom? I guess we're all going to go outside like dogs. Oh yeah, I guess that's in the cards. Let's see. Trey Walker says it's 41 in South Jersey. 41 in South Jersey. Wow. Texas is colder than Jersey. What is going on here? All right. But let's move on to the show today. So guys, I don't know if you noticed, we got Terry's favorite topic, Halo, coming up first. That's right. The new Paramount Plus Season 2 trailer dropped. Of course, Terry, I know you had not watched it, so we watched it right before the show. So let's start with you. Is this enough to get you to watch some Halo? Now, the first season is 100% available, I think, on Amazon Prime right now. And on YouTube. It's also on YouTube, yeah. So you can watch the entirety of the first season.
No. He put this trailer on so I could see it, and I've never been more disinterested. Like it's just this trailer does nothing for me. Like it's not something that's like, you know what, as someone on the outside looking in, maybe I want to check it out now. It's like I saw the trailer and I'm like, yeah, now I'm not missing anything.
But it's Master Cheeks.
Master Cheeks.
Nah. It just, I don't know, just doesn't interest me at all.
All right. What would have made it better?
I don't know. It's Halo. It's just ugh.
All right, here we go. Let me start a poll in the chat. Dreadpool, have you seen the trailer?
Yes.
And are you gonna Tune in to watch Master Chief Season 2.
I'm turning in to see Kay Asante.
To see Kay Asante. What? I have no idea what that joke is.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, the one dude looks similar to Kay Asante with the beard and everything. So.
Oh, really? The Admiral?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, every time I see him, I think of Kay Asante. So, you know.
Hold on. So you're saying that, where is he?
Oh, keep going right about here. That right there.
So you're saying this is Kay Asante?
It reminds me because of the beard.
Guys, hold on. Now I got to find a picture of Kay Asante. Where's a photo I can find of Kay Asante? Is he on Twitter? Let me see. Kay Asante. I know I follow him on Twitter, so hopefully I can find him.
Let's see.
Oh, and he does have a profile picture. Okay. All right, take a look. Take a look, everybody. Is it similar?
Similar enough.
What do you think, guys? Kay Asante enough?
I see it.
You see it?
I see it.
Hold on, let me see. Hopefully, he has a picture of himself on here. I don't follow him. Here we go. Here's a better one. Here's a better. All right, are you ready? Here we go. Boom.
Right?
He's got the beard and everything. Wow,
that's what I'm saying, the beard.
You can't tell them apart. Wow.
Oh, I can tell them apart. I'm just saying. Just, you know, certain people remind me of certain people. That's all.
All right, so you're gonna watch Kay Asante's Paramount Plus show?
Yes, I'm gonna watch Kay Asante and his Halo show.
His Halo show. Shout out to Kay Asante. Okay. So did you watch the first season?
I started to, and I did not finish. So guess what I have to do now?
You got to finish it.
I got to binge watch before I watch this one.
I might rewatch the whole first season before I watch this again, just to make sure I'm up to snuff on all the details. Because this is, even though it's using the Halo IP, it is a completely different universe than the games.
Yeah,
but it doesn't come without its controversies. Of course, the biggest being the helmet continuously coming off. I do agree that the helmet needs to stay on. But hey, what do I know? I've only been a Master Chief fan for 2 decades, almost 3. And what do I know about character building with a helmet on? I mean, the Mandalorian only did it for 2-3 seasons so far, very effectively. So yeah.
I mean, it makes sense when you do it for key moments, you know. And I can understand if seeing that I haven't seen it yet, but like towards the end, if they decided that they were going to use that as a key moment for the series or the season finale, you know, so doing something like that, I could understand that, because that would be how the first game was. You know, if you beat it on Legendary, you got to see Master Chief take off his helmet.
Yes.
However, you didn't get to see what he looked like, because again, Master Chief is supposed to be you. You're supposed to be fitting in Master Chief's position and in his place. That's why you play as a first person the shooter. You know, the whole persona is you. You embody his persona, and that was the issue. Yeah, well, that was the issue with the show, is showing the face. It could have been anybody. It didn't have to be that dude. And I understand for that dude, it you know, he needed validation that he is under the mask, you know, because you need that too. You can't be like Carl Urban, where you are known who you are before you put on the helmet and say, you know what, we're keeping the helmet on no matter what. I don't care what Sly did, I'm keeping it on.
You know, this guy, what's his name again? The actor Pablo or Pedro, whatever his name is.
Pedro Pascal for Mandalorian?
No. For Halo. What is his name?
Don't know.
Hold on. Halo the series cast. Halo the series cast. Pablo Schreiber. I was right. Okay, so Pablo, he did an interview where he was talking about how you need to have the helmet off to build character and all this other stuff, right? And again, I would 100% believe it if there wasn't already 2.5 decades of character building in existence, right? But the Chief is already a character. You're not creating a character. You're just playing one. And, the Mandalorian proved you can do character without taking off the helmet. So I just don't know. I want to give him the credit. I think when he has the suit on, he makes a great Master Chief, all that good stuff, right? But I find it so hard to buy into this. I need to take the helmet off to show emotion and stuff.
Now here's the other side of it too. If you watch the animated CGI versions of Halo that they made, where they show you John 117.
Yeah, the young one. He's blonde.
He's blonde.
Yeah.
So again, they do show you his face before he became the Master Chief. They do show you stuff like that, so they even show you how they clone the kid and put the clone in place as they take the actual kid away from these families. They show this stuff in the past. Like, this guy reminds me of somebody. I don't know, but again, certain people remind me of certain people. I have no idea who she reminds me of, but certain people trigger memories with certain people that I know.
Yeah.
But again, so on the side of showing his face, okay, they've done that before, and again, I think it was the younger version, which you can kind of get away with.
Mm-hmm.
But
today, that was pre-armor.
Yeah.
Chief.
Today, you just want to be, you want to fill the role yourself. You want to be like, I'm watching a documentary of what I didn't do.
Right.
So
yeah. And so season 2 is focused primarily around the Fall of Reach, it looks like. We're going to get to see the Fall of Reach. And so that's really cool, I suppose. As the Fall of Reach, if you guys have played Halo Reach, it is widely regarded as one of the best stories told in the Halo universe. So, yeah, are you excited for that, for the Fall of Reach, Dreadpool, to see the live action version of it, if you will?
I can't handle the Fall of Reach, the memories.
Get out of here.
Fighting that endless swarm of enemies over and over again until we know what happens at the very end.
Yeah.
No, it is exciting to see a different perspective of it. But again, it's weird how this was different from the game. And I'm curious as to how they're gonna combine the two, even though it's its own universe, but take the lore from the one and do its own thing. But again, combine the two because of the certain history that we know, and see how they do it with their version of the history.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, who does that guy remind you of?
Who, this guy?
Yeah.
Pablo? I don't know. Nobody. I've never seen anybody that looks like him.
Because
he kind of reminds me of the guy that plays the Punisher.
That's what yeah, exactly. John.
Punisher?
Yeah. What? Yeah, he's got that Punisher look on his face.
He's got that same kind of chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you not in the suit, but when you look at him in the different spots, he's had that.
I don't know. It's a little iffy for me, guys. I like the Punisher, but yeah, maybe a little. All right, let's see.
Triggers memories of other people.
Yeah. Oh, and the Gina comes out that the Keosante character, that's their version of Captain Keyes, and he does look like him. Yeah. Sure. I think he says he does look like Keosante, but yeah, that's their version of Captain Keyes, and Captain Keyes did not look like that. Shout out to Abdel114 says, good Sunday, everybody. Good morning, Abdel. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Then Gina says, hopefully no Quan and her nonsense this series. That was dreadful and not needed. Absolutely, man. Talk about the most useless side arc ever seen in a show. I hated every time they would pan to Quan. I was like, oh my god, it's time for emotional teenager time with terrible writing. Makes no sense whatsoever logically, and the fact that an adult that she was able to be a half Spartan adult, I was like, wait, you're kidding me.
A what? Half Spartan adult.
You got watch the series.
Now you really don't want me.
Just watch the series.
You're pushing me away from it.
Yeah.
Although I like the part where you're talking about the teenager attitude, and you're like, I thought you were talking about yourself at first.
Oh. Look here, man. It's not my fault you're not down with the new terms, all right? You don't know what bussing is.
Hey, man. Some of us are down with the clown.
Down with the clown. Yeah. Hold on a second, guys. All right. Let's see. The Gina says Pablo Schreiber. Yes. These TV guys don't give a flying F about source material. Same with The Witcher. Yeah, that's why Henry Cavill left, because The Witcher got too far away from the books. So yeah, I see that. Crazy Greek Dude says, yo, what's going on, Crazy Greek Dude? Thank you so much.
Calimera.
Remember Reach. Yeah. Oh, he was in American Gods. He was the leprechaun. Wow. Okay. The trailer got me. Also, I said I was going to give the show 2 seasons. All right, so this is it, Chair Walker. Let's hope they get their show straight here. Yeah. Quan was the worst part of season 1. Hopefully her role is either reduced or the character is killed off. Yeah. I got to agree with you, Quan.
I like what they do with certain seasons. They just don't ever mention the character ever again.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like one of the sisters or daughters, right? From Family Guy. No, not Family Guy. Family Matters. She went up to her room and never came back out the rest of the...
Oh, yeah. They wrote her off immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's it for the season 2. I'm gonna watch it, obviously, as you guys know. I review every episode of the Halo the series. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. I did a review of every episode of season 1 and an overall review of season 1. Me and a Halo guy get together and we talk about it in lore, how it determines in lore, and how we kind of thought the series was going to go, and it went completely not where we thought. So we will see, but I don't really have too much problem with the show. I can separate the universes. But it just, I don't know. I kind of feel that it's doing an injustice to the IP at a certain level, but I am excited for it. And of course, I got my Paramount Plus subscription just for this, so I'm ready. All right, but Terry, that's how we feel. How does the chat feel?
Okay, so it says 76% are excited for season 2, 15% said no, and 7% are maybes.
All right, but that's not what the poll says. You should read it how the poll says it.
Are you excited for season 2 of Halo the series? 76% yes. Master Cheeks is back. 15% no. I value my eyes and my time. 7% maybe. Is that better?
Yes, much better.
Love that flair.
Oh my goodness. All right, so that's that. Let's move it along. Let's check in. Eternal Shaddai came out. Let's see. Shaddai says, shout out to Shaddai. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, good morning, everyone. Man, I'm out here outside cleaning the car. It's cold out here. Wow. You could be warm on the show, just saying. Let's see. Crazy Greek Dude says, -4 in Denver today. Man, I miss Colorado so much. So much. I miss it. So let me see. Hold on. Shaddai, you sent me 2. Which one? You get to pick one. Okay, so one of them is talking about Suicide Squad. All right, it's all about Suicide Squad. Okay. All right, when we get to Suicide Squad, I'll play those videos, should I? But right now, we're going to talk about The Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown from Ubisoft. Bring it back.
Woo!
The Prince of Persia. The Prince of Persia is reviewing incredibly well. Go away, ads. So, The Prince of Persia on OpenCritic is a mighty rating with an 87% critic average and 94% critics recommend. So, it is reviewing like here we go. Let's read some of these. Let's skip this one. Let's see. Ubisoft ditches its normal formula and finds the ideal way to bring gaming's original prince back to life from Eurogamer. PC Gamer says a palatable Metrovania with a mediocre story. My biggest frustration with The Lost Crown is how long it takes to get to the good stuff. Okay, sure. Games Radar gives it an 8 out of 10. For those wanting more in the same vein as 3D adventures like The Sands of Time, this ain't it. But it's a return to relative form for a series whose last mainline outing was 14 years ago. It's just disappointing that this very good game was held back from true greatness. Oh, man. All right, here we go. 9.5 out of 10. Let's see. The Lost Crown makes it hard to put the controller down, constantly urging players to follow its paths. Just a little further, following its persistent pull to explore more of Mount Kaf. It's easy, though, thanks to how good it feels to do so. Between the first rating, platforming, and engaging combat progression, The Lost Crown's various parts coalesce into sublime loop. Gameplay is king, and the Prince of Persia understands that. GameSpot says, Prince of Persia bodily reinvents itself as a Metrovania. Boldly, not bodily. Prince of Persia boldly reinvents itself as a Metrovania, and it feels like it has found a new home. Destructor gave it an 8 out of 10. The glimpses of tedium definitely hamper the experience, but few games have managed to get me so excited just for reaching the next boss. If you're a fan of Metroidvania-style games, or even just a fan of fast-paced combat with a focus on boss fights, you'll love this iteration of The Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Terry, our favorite Ubisoft person, The Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. Have you bought it? Have you played it?
I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to, though. Like, I've been waiting for this to come out. I'm not real big on platformers, but the style that they did this one in really draws me in because it's got more focus on combat versus it just being like crazy platforming like Ori has, where it's crazy platforming and you know what I mean? Like, I need more than just you gotta jump from here to there. So this, I like that this has got more going on with it. So I'm definitely interested in playing it. I'm probably going to rage though, because I do suck at platforming, at least when it comes to 2D platforming. But yeah, no, like some of the stuff that they show with the combat and like takedowns and things that they done, like it's so flashy. Like, I love it. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun experience.
So a lot of people have been comparing this one to Ori. Have you played Ori?
I have played Ori, and from seeing gameplay of this and playing Ori, I don't get it. I mean, unless you're comparing the fact that it's a side-scrolling platformer, I feel like that's the only thing that's got in common.
Yeah, okay. Does it have kind of like that watercolor art look to it? Like the oil water canvas paintings, watercolor?
No. I mean, it does have, I don't know how to put it. Kind of like special effects that are kind of colorful, but I don't know. I really don't see it being anything like Ori.
Okay. But it is a good Metroidvania. So if you'd like the Metroidvania style, this is for you. Dread, do you like Metroidvanias?
Off and on.
Okay. What's the last Metroidvania you enjoyed?
Ori.
Okay. So, are you gonna play this one? Wow, traversal looks awesome fast.
I might have to.
Yeah.
I was actually not interested in any of this from what I saw with the different characters that they were advertising and trying to save your king and stuff like that. I'm like, nah.
Not for you, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
But again, with everybody talking highly of it, I might have to.
Okay. This is a game that me and Doggy Dog, when it came to preview time, we were both very excited for. I do love my Metroidvanias. I love my platformers. I love games with really tight combat because to me, gameplay is king. And if that gameplay loop is not fun, I'm not having a good time. So the fact that this one prioritized gameplay is awesome. And I'm really excited to see Ubisoft do something other than open world. So that's fun. And we'll see how it goes. But it looks really
This is
good. The
good, 'cause,
traversal
They
system
haven't
looks top
they
notch.
haven't really messed with platforming and stuff, since Rayman. So it'd be good for them to kind of get back into it.
Yeah, and what a way to get back to it. I mean, the Metroidvania style, the back and forth, the expanding maps, the new areas, the discovery, the puzzles. I mean, the boss fights. Metroidvania to me is a really good style. Hollow Knight is my last Metroidvania. I did buy Metroid Dread, so I'm looking forward to playing that one. And of course, I was just thinking to myself the other day, I should really play Symphony of the Night again. And I was like, oh, there's another one I want to play called Blasphemous. So I'm a huge Metroidvania fan. So when a new Metroidvania comes out that scores well, I'm very interested. I mean, I was already interested not knowing it was a Metroidvania. I thought it was just a platformer.
See, when they do flashy stuff like that,
yeah, that looked cool.
That sells me. I like that.
That looks cool.
I like when they get flashy. Like, you get away from it being like just the mundane hack and slash, and then every now and then they just throw in some special effects, just to kind of keep you intrigued. I like it.
Oh, wait, were you one of those kids during the magic show? If the guy didn't throw glitter in the air, you wouldn't enjoy the magic show or something?
I freaking hate glitter. No.
So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and I cannot wait. And it is doing numbers. It is doing numbers.
Which is surprising because people just love to rag on Ubisoft. So the fact that there's actually a Ubisoft game that's getting high praise, oh my gosh, it's like.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Ubisoft. Like I said, I've been sleeping on Ubisoft for a long time, and I feel that I missed out on some great games. So, I want to get that Avatar game when it's a little bit lower price. But this one I might just buy because I love my Metroidvanias. I was actually thinking about subscribing to Ubisoft, whatever their service. What is it? Uplay or whatever it is.
Yeah,
what's the service called?
They have
Ubisoft
Uplay,
Plus?
but Uplay is a different thing.
Oh well, yeah. I was thinking about subscribing to their thing just to get access to those games. And I'm just like, yeah, there's 2 games in a short period of time from Ubisoft that I want. It might be better to just subscribe, save some money.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much is this game retailing for anyway? Anybody know?
Ooh.
I know Terry doesn't worry about that kind of stuff. She gets it all.
No, when it's
She's
Ubisoft,
like,
I just buy
pay.
I'm always like, take my money.
I heard Ubisoft is working on a next Halo game.
What's it going to be called? Is it going to be open world with tons to do? All right, let me see. How much is the Lost Crown? Let me hit the shopping tab here. It is $50. Not bad. Oh, $60 for the no, $50. Yeah, there we go. $50. So not really overly expensive. Well priced, I think. So there you go. $50 at Best Buy. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I cannot wait to try it. Oh, there's some more flashing. Oh, right in the poopster. All right. So yeah, there you go. The Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown gameplay brought to you by Shiranko. So shout out to Shiranko for providing that gameplay. Yeah, he's been providing all the Prince of Persia previews and stuff. So he has a lot of Prince of Persia gameplay. Let's see. Let's check in with the chat because we got some new faces. We got Sir X-Men coming in. Shout out to Sir X-Men. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. God Mad has come in. Shout out to God Mad. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. He says it is -11 here in Chicago. Wow. Wow, that is cold. That is cold. Do not really enjoy that. Let's see. Good morning, beautiful people, says Six Slayer. Shout out to Six Slayer. Thanks so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Where else are we? Terry, how cold is it in Wisconsin? Terry doesn't live in Wisconsin no more, man.
I looked it up when it was in my hometown.
How cold is it?
It's -6 back home.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's see. Happy Cloud Gamer says this game is great for xCloud. Remember, xCloud has the best touch controllers in cloud. Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I think this is also going to be a really great game for those of you that want to play on the go. I think it's going to be a good game for Switch, or if you have a handheld device like your Steam Deck or something.
Yeah, it is. It did come out for everything, so that's a big plus. The last game I bought from Ubisoft that came out on the Switch was Immortal Phoenix Rising, and man, I'm sure glad I got that on the Switch. You know, yeah, there were some graphical differences, but you know what? That portability gameplay and the fact that it was all there. Shout out to Ubisoft, man. I don't know how they did it. They did it again, Terry. They did it again.
They did it, and dude, you're missing out too on. You got to get Mario Rabbids on the Switch, man. Like,
I have Sparks of Hope. Not the first one. I have the second one.
Okay, well, you got to get Kingdom Battle, and like, oh my god, so good.
Is it? I'm gonna have to try it.
I haven't played Sparks of Hope yet, but I do have Kingdom Battle, and so
I think I got Sparks of Hope for like $5 somewhere. Like someone was just trying to get rid of it, and I got it for $5. I think I want to say I got it for $5 or $10. I got it super cheap. To this day, it's never gone that low again. Let's see. Happy Cloud Gamer says it's 5+ in Norway, so 5 degrees Celsius, and that's Celsius. So yeah, that's something. So yeah, be sure to check out the Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. So this next one comes courtesy of Twitter. As I'm not going to show any gameplay of it, as I don't want to be copyright striked or anything. Let me adjust my tabs here. Actually, Terry. No, let's cover this topic and then we'll move on to Terry.
Okay.
All right. So, there we go. So, shout out to the Idle Sloth for getting this. Again, if you love your new gaming news, the Idle Sloth is a great source for gaming news. So, people have been saying we played the Suicide Squad, killed the Justice League, and did not like it. IGN.
I could tell that from the trailers, but okay.
Said we're still not sure about Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. The hands-on previews. Video Games Chronicle. A few hours with Rocksteady Suicide Squad isn't enough to convince it's a worthy departure for the celebrated Arkham studio. Some fans, like Simply Lee said, played the alpha myself. Yeah, it wasn't great. Every defense I see for Suicide Squad is almost verbatim used for Gotham Knights. Yeah, a lot of people are not liking it very much. But, you know, we don't have to take their word on it. We got Eternal Shaddai's word. Hold on, let me move this here. We got Eternal Shaddai coming in with the hot words on it. So let's tune into Eternal Shaddai
today, and we got a lot. Good morning, Xbox. This is your compatriot.
Sorry, can everybody hear it? Okay, so shout out to Shaddai.
Eternal Shaddai. Sorry, I couldn't be there since I have to go to work today, and we got a lot of snow. I want to give you my opinion of Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. You get to play the 4 players, and when I played it, it reminds me of Marvel's Avengers. You know, the one on the bridge on the trailer?
Oh no.
When I played it, it felt, you first played Deadshot, and Deadshot is very well polished for the gun mechanics and the hoovering and all that. And his comeback, it reminds me of Batman. King Shark is a little bit heavier since he carries a Gatling gun, and his finishing move is pretty much slap you on the face, and when you're midair, he'll Gatling gun you and explode you to death. Harley Quinn is very versatile. She uses like the batarang, but it's more for she uses a cord, a rope, just to move around from point A to point B, and she just uses a knife, and exactly like if it was Joker and the hammer. And you have Captain Boomerang. Boomerang just uses the boomerang to move from point A to point B, and he started using it pretty much like if it was a nunchuck. But after all that, it felt a little bit off because the thing is that I never played Gotham Knights, but I could consider it close to Batman. And the thing is that what are they aiming? I don't know. I'm talking about audience, but it seems like you need like it says, it's an alpha beta, but it needs polishing. And if it's a co-op, that's why I always say one thing is to leave it at single player while the other ones co-op.
Oh, you're gonna cut off here. Next video. He continues.
He needs polish. It's an alpha beta, but he needs
that is the second video. Right?
Polishing. And if it's a co-op, that's why I always say one thing is to leave it at single player while the other ones co-op is something else. Because that one, I have a feeling that it's gonna be another Gotham Knights. Remember when it said, "Oh, this one is bad," and they're gonna get that a lot. They're gonna get that a lot unless if they get it ironed out. But great, it looks really, really great. But for me, it's not for me. I'd rather them stick to the Batman single player games. They could use, like Deadshot for one game, and since we got Marvel's Blade, and they could have done that instead of put them together just for that. But I hope this helped you out. But for me, I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait and see what they're gonna say, then I'll give it a try. But as of right now, it is not for me. Enjoy your day, guys.
There you go. Shaddai is low on the Justice League. Kill the Justice League. So let's check in with the chat because the chat's escaping me real quick. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. Joey jumped in. Shout out to you, Legendary Yobi. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He said he loved the Georgia weather, and it's so amazing. Yeah. Chill Walker says, I played the alpha and it was okay. Wait for it to be on sale. Sir X-Man says, Suicide Squad will be in Game Pass soon. Whoa, that's I don't want to say it won't, but, first let it make some sales. Let's see. Crazy Great Dude says, we need a Halo Metroidvania. Yes. We need more of Halo everything. All right, so Shaddai does not recommend Suicide Squad kill the Justice League. He says that it's going to get some of the feedback that Gotham Knights did, and I loved Gotham Knights. So maybe I'll like it. Terry, what are you thinking?
I never really had much interest in it. It's clear that the only reason why they made the game is because they're trying to play off of the popularity for the movies that were being made, a few years back. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason why they did it. I was never really big on the character designs. I don't know. There was just something about the character designs. I didn't really like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the character designs.
I think they did Captain Boomerang really well, and the shark guy, but
King Shark.
King Shark, yeah. But I don't know. I didn't like the way Harley Quinn looks.
Really?
It wasn't for me. Yeah, I don't like the way she looks.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So the looks, but gameplay is king, and people are complaining about the gameplay.
Him explaining how I don't understand how someone can use a boomerang for traversal. It's separate from you. It's not like it's attached in any way. It makes no sense to me.
It's comic books. Does it need to make sense? I mean, just being honest. And I think Captain Boomerang has some access to the Speed Force, though I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it.
I've never been real big on the Flash, so I don't really know too much about his stuff. But so like, I don't know. It just meh.
Really, oh my gosh, I love the Flash.
I never really liked him.
All right, but let's look at something else I wanted to take a look at here. This is brought to us by Young Ya. Think what you think will about Young Ya, but look at this UI. It is busy. Holy crap. Got stuff over here, stuff over here, stuff over here, 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 here. It's
Yeah, but that stuff in the center.
A lot of games
here.
have it in your settings where you can pick and choose. So
I mean, look at this UI. Holy crap, it is crowded.
I mean, yeah, if you have everything on, but do you have to have everything on? Like, you know, I'm not going to critique them if you have the ability to turn stuff off. It's like Ubisoft, you have the ability to turn things off if you don't want a busy HUD.
Yep, like, Ubisoft. This is
so they might have the option to turn certain things off.
But if they don't, holy crap.
Ubisoft has also the best option of turning certain things off, like the power button.
Oh, dang, bird. All right, Dread. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, and this UI, holy UI.
Yeah, it like I said, I think the stuff in the center is obviously just the pop-up, so you can't count that stuff in the center,
right?
But all along the outside, holy cow! Think about it. You're concentrating on the center. All the stuff on the side is supposed to be something that would just be in your peripheral that you could kind of glance at for just the basic stuff, not focus on. But this looks like you got to focus on it too. I mean, just looking around.
All right, so this is obviously how this is. I don't know, maybe a power. I don't know what these three sharks up here are. Yeah, every UI has this X. I'm gonna assume that's a multiplier.
Probably. So you probably don't have to pay attention to that.
Your gun UI.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what the hell this is. Obviously, your mini map with your D-pad controls.
That blue in the center is probably like your heats on the gun. So however, like overheating.
Let's see. Possibly, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I only see it there.
Yeah, I don't know what this is. Hey, Harley Quinn. Oh, it might be the voices talking. Okay, this might be the radio. Oh, okay.
And that's your players. Who's your teammates?
Your teammates. I'm gonna assume that these are like side missions. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. That UI looks very busy to me.
It looks busy, and who puts the mini map on the right hand side? It's usually on the left hand side.
Really? I like mine on the right hand side. Really? Oh yeah, I'm a huge right hand mini map guy.
Okay.
If I have the option to move the mini map and put it on the right hand,
I'm used to it on the left. I never move it. But again, it's certain things. Why would you have certain things in those places? Like your health all the way on the top left? That makes sense. It's usually where you find a lot of health. It just depends on what you're playing. So I gotta say,
racing games always have the map on the bottom right.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But again, it's how it's usually presented. I'm used to Halo with the map on the left.
Yeah, you're right. The radar map on the left. Usually, first-person shooters have it on the left, but here your character's on the left. So maybe it makes sense to put the guns on the left where your character is.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? We'll see. Sappho, shout out to Sappho. Thank you so much for joining us. Says I'm playing it. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to as well. I enjoyed Gotham Knights. But we'll get to that. Happy Cloud Gamer says, I have so many games I need to get done, so I skip. Chet Walker, who played the alpha, says, my UI wasn't like that.
Oh,
okay.
So are you saying that, what's his name? Young Ya, whatever his name is?
Yeah, Young Ya, that's his name, Young Ya.
Young Ya. Yeah, whatever.
It's funny you say this right here. It's looking like back in the day to me playing World of Warcraft. And this comment right here, designer must have been an MMORPG player. First comment.
I want to know are you saying Young Yaz loading this up with the max of everything you put on there and then making drama out of nothing?
I mean,
Yep.
maybe,
Is that
possibly.
That's why I
You
said
know,
there's
drama
usually
sells.
options to pick and choose what you want.
Drama sells, whether you like it or not. And this
So
was to King Shark. Oh, here's Harley Quinn. Blurry shot, but there's Harley Quinn right there. So, okay. And this is Deadshot and King Shark. Okay. Yeah, this UI looks busy. Holy cow. But if it works well, who am I to say? Rocksteady hasn't really missed. Who did Gotham Knights? It wasn't Rocksteady. It was another one of their studios. Oh, who did Gotham Knights? I totally forgot. Gotham Knights Wiki. It was developed by Warner Brother Games Montreal. There we go. WB Montreal. So, Rocksteady hasn't missed, really. So, are you going to give this a shot based on pedigree, Dread?
No, I will give it its merit on when it comes out as a final product and we play it. That's where it'll truly get its merit. I'm not going to give its merit based on who made it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you give a pass when it comes to devs that are known to do good, that you give them a pass because they have a reputation. But again, a lot of things in this industry is, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
So if you could be a great studio and one flop can tarnish your name forever, just about. I mean, look at 343. Look at their name. Their name is mud. Even still, with doing so much better with Halo, a lot of people still say that Halo needs to go away from 343. They need to go somewhere else.
Whoever's saying that is full of crap and just
Well,
being dramatic like Young Ya.
I think so too. I think if the studio is there to make a certain game, and that's what they're there for. If you're a dev, and any person in any capacity working underneath those studios, and you don't want to be there, you shouldn't be there. You should not be making that game. Everybody that's under that game should be making it with the love for that game.
Yes.
And that's the way it should be. Not, well, you know what? We should take that game away from that studio and push it on to somebody else. And you can't do that. And here's the other thing that I was thinking about. You know what I think? That guy that you had on video looks like somebody I remember from somewhere. He's triggering a memory of somebody that was like a resident guest on this podcast. He looks familiar from somewhere. I don't know who that guy was on that video.
Which video? You're talking about the guy that reviewed the Suicide Squad Alpha for us?
Yeah.
He's very familiar.
He looks very familiar.
Friend of the show.
Is he? I don't know.
Well, he at least pretending good enough, I guess. So I'm going to try this game. I'm definitely going to try it, as I buy all things related Batman, good or bad. But as everybody knows, I purchased my Gotham Knights Collector's Edition.
That's cool.
With my statuette, I have every Arkham, Rocksteady, every WB collectible statue. So Suicide Squad is no different.
Where's the boomerang?
Yeah, no, there's no boomerang on this. This is Gotham Knights.
Yeah, but Arkham Knights had a boomerang. Where's that?
Oh, you mean the
Batarang?
The Batarang?
Yeah.
I ordered the Ultra Premium Edition that was supposed to come with the Batmobile that would transform, and they canceled it, and it was too late to order any other edition, so I didn't get that one. And I think the boomerang was run by a different company.
Batarang,
yeah. The Batarang was run by a different company, not the publisher itself. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. So there you go. That's where it is. It's non-existent in my collection. But I love these Batman statuettes. As Batman is my favorite superhero of all time. Has been since I was little. You know, Superman can suck
So-
it.
So basically, with
Spider-Man can suck it. Everybody, Dreadpool can definitely suck it.
So basically, what Axel's saying is, for those of you that didn't understand the underlying tone of what he said, we need to share this out, get more people on here, get him monetized so he can finally pay for the overpriced Batarang and bring it into his collection. So
Absolutely,
let's
I
get
will
him up there. Let's
100%
get him
take it.
monetized. Let's go.
That's right, guys. Please share the show out. Give it a thumbs up. It really helps us get discovered. And guys, tell a friend or two about this, and we would really, really, really appreciate it. Yes, and yeah, Happy Cloud Gamer. That is correct. Young Ya is a voice actor. Absolutely, he did that. But before it escapes me again, hold on. Let me go back up. Crispy Rambo joins us. Shout out to Crispy Rambo. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. We have Remake Station 5 joins us. Shout out to Remake Station 5. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Fastback, our buddy Fastback joins us. Shout out to Fastback. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Let's see. Eternal Shaddai says, when you have multiple characters with different abilities, it just goes all over the place. That's the point. Everybody's supposed to be different. Yeah. And Fastback says, I'm interested in Suicide Squad. We'll see how it plays out. I'm 100% interested as well. Yeah, 100%.
Just give me a Harley Quinn game. Be done with it. I don't need the sidekicks.
Let's see. Don't worry. The game is going to fail just like Pandora and Final Fantasy 16. Budget doesn't matter, and gamers are entitled. Nobody will care. I care, man.
Wait a second. Pandora failed?
I don't think it
I
failed.
don't-
Did Frontiers of Pandora fail? Is it a
No.
flop?
No.
Is it a sales flop?
No.
I thought it was pretty good. It's getting lots of love online.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
quite the opposite for Pandora. I thought you had a lot of.
Sounds like Ubisoft biased to me.
Ubisoft bias. So the Remake Station is charging
When you-
the Ubisoft tax.
Dude, when you had that previous picture with the people with their comments on Twitter, there was literally a person, making fun of Ubisoft in there that clearly doesn't know what the heck they're talking about.
Oh man, I already lost it. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. I had already closed it, so I'm sorry.
Which one was that? With what comments? Oh, the
yeah, the one with when I pulled up Young Ya. Hold on. Hold on. There's a UI loading. Look at this crap, guys. Look at this. This takes up 90% of my screen. What the hell? And I can't move on with it? Oh, hell no. The gamer, you can also.
And this is
suck
why
it.
these publications don't get any support from me. When you
Yeah.
do something like that, actually, there is a way around some of that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it.
We're not doing that live, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't support them regardless of that, so they're not going to get any views, even with any trickery, let's say.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I can't find it, Terry. I'm sorry. That was the source I was using to link. But if they
Well,
want me to,
anyway, this random person on Twitter claims that the Rocksteady managed to make a worse UI than Ubisoft, and I'm like, dude, Ubisoft, you can literally turn off the entire UI and play with just your character on the screen and nothing else. You don't know what you're talking about. That's all I'll say.
all right, let's read some
Really?
comments here for Terry. Here we go. All right, designer must have been, didn't know text-based game. Can't believe it's made by the same guy who gave us the legendary Arkham games. How did they top Ubisoft's terrible UI designs? This guy?
Yes.
That
You don't
guy?
know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
All right, well, there you go, guys. I'm going to play it as me and my friends had a really good time in Gotham Knights, and as you know, I'm still playing it. So to me, it's not that bad. So yeah, I'm definitely going to play it with my friends, and I love multiplayer games and superhero games. Everybody's like, oh, give me a Harley Quinn game by herself. And do what? Do what, Dreads? Harley Quinn is not there's not even a Harley Quinn comic by
Oh,
herself.
smack.
Are you kidding me? I'd rather look at her backside than Deathstroke's backside. Just saying.
I mean, who wouldn't? But
That's why Laura
that doesn't
Croft
make a
did
good
so well.
That doesn't
I'm
make a
just
good
saying.
video game. It makes a good game, but not
All
a
right.
good video game.
Remember the OG Lara Croft?
Yeah.
So I want to just say, this is just for the box chart numbers in the UK only.
Yeah.
That when Avatar came out, it was number 5 on the list, beating out Mario Kart 8, Spider-Man 2, and Lego Star Wars for like the Switch or something. All right, so it's doing pretty darn good if it beats Spider-Man 2 in the UK.
Well,
All
you
right.
know, here's the question: how is Lego Star Wars still up in the charts, and how
don't
is
know how it's
Mario
there.
Kart 8 still in the charts? And where did Spider-Man
People
fall
are
in
still
that?
buying them. I guess people are still buying them, but yeah.
Yeah. Considering that physical is like 5% of sales nowadays, doesn't really mean
Yeah.
too much. It could have sold like 10 copies and been like
You
top
know-
number 1.
And that's
The
where we
number
would like
one,
to
the number
see-
1 game in the UK during that time period is EA Sports FC 24.
Oh, of course, Football Club, of course. Yeah.
Beating out Mario Wonder.
Not Mario Wonder. Let's see. Remake Station says lots of games have busy UIs. It's so stupid to judge a game on that. Shout out to Silent Cypher for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says the tone of gamers is so entitled. The Remake Station again. He says the tone of gamers is so entitled. People today are so annoying. Just my opinion. So next man says, got my Tomb Raider remastered downloaded and pre-ordered. I think is what he meant to
There
say.
you go.
At Dreadpool, she does have her own comic. It's called Roller Coaster of Love. How was it, Dreadpool? How did it rate in the comic book world?
You know how it rated? It rated Red Hot Chili Peppers. Roller
Red
Coaster
Hot
of Love.
Roller Coaster.
Now,
let's see.
now.
That's the UK. Ubisoft hasn't released any numbers. I'm the opinion the game flopped, but I could be wrong. Oh, he's holding strong. Shout out to Jay Salazar. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, I just got up. Well, good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. Most hardcore PlayStation fanboys say Spider-Man 2 is a game to forget. Ouch.
Woo.
Ouch. Oh my gosh. Ow. I don't know. I like the Spider-Man games personally, but hey. I just like hero games, but yeah, Batman is my favorite universe.
I like the old Spider-Man
I'm most
games.
interested in this game as playing as King Shark, if I'm being honest. And maybe Captain Boomerang, because I kind of want to see the Speed Force go, see how they do someone that moves really fast. And I think you'll have the most pop-in with him, or probability of pop-in with him, than anybody else.
I feel
So,
like
we'll
Yobi's
see.
attacking me. I'm not the one that said that she doesn't have any comics. Axel said.
I'm just saying nobody cares.
I'm saying I care.
Nobody cares. Now, Harley Quinn is a good character. I just don't see her being in her own game by herself. I mean, what is going to be the point of her game? Like, I watched the Harley Quinn show, right? And it's really funny, and the characters she has are really funny, and it has a really like satire take on Harley Quinn. I love it. And the fact that it's the little that it's Kitty Coco from the Big Bang Theory voicing her is also really cool. So I watched the animation because I think it's hilarious. I do think Harley Quinn is a good character. I just don't know what her solo video game would be. Like, to have a video game, you need enemies, and to have superheroes is the best way to make those video games, because they have their rogues gallery, if you will, right? The Batman rogues gallery, the Superman rogues gallery stuff, right? The bad guys that they face. When you're looking at bad guys, it's not like, okay, I'm gonna go kill Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman. It's not the same. It's not the opposite the other way around. So I think Suicide Squad is a really good thing, because you got Batman, you got the Flash, you're representing, they threw Wonder Woman and Superman in there. So it's really good that they did this Suicide Squad, because they could just throw in random good guys or other bad guys even in there, and Suicide Squad has to, or else they're going to get their head blown off. So I think that this format is really good for a bad guy game, the Rogues Gallery game.
Well, we can make a version of Grand Theft Auto and put Harley Quinn as the main character. Then that way you ham it up. You go rob banks, shoot people, beat people down, and you go back and, when the Joker comes at you, you put him back in his place because he's no longer your master. He's no longer your pudding. You know?
You literally just described that first half up until you said Joker was Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. Same difference.
Yeah.
Same difference.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun to play the bad guy. I'm just trying to think of what the what's the word I'm saying here?
Game type? Game style?
No, the story would be.
Story?
Yeah.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto has a lot of stories. Red Dead Redemption, again, a lot of story.
Yeah, but when you're playing with already established IPs and already established characters, people like Yobi who follows Harley Quinn a lot more than I do. And if it's not up to snuff, people like Yobi will be upset. The real fans will be upset.
And
that's
still
who you
make
don't want to upset.
comics, and they still make cartoons, and they still make movies.
And people still watch their TV shows. Halo.
Exactly. So, anything could be screwed up by the wrong person. So it's you kind of can't say that, but you kind of can, because people know how to screw up pizza.
Maybe a Harley Quinn redemption arc story would be good, because she went from being the Joker's girlfriend, doing all that bad stuff, to kind of being a secret confidant of Batman, to now basically having access to bat tech, being an anti-hero more than a villain. So maybe a Harley Quinn redemption arc up until she gets the bat tech would be kind of cool. Just saying. I'm just trying to come up with ideas, trying to think of the character. But back to the Justice League, to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm excited for it. I think I want to play it. I love these kinds of games. I love the collectibles in it, and that UI has me a little worried, but at the same time, it's not going to be the first game I play with a busy UI.
It's funny. It sounds like the stories we just came up with is going to be better than this game when it comes out.
Oh, I'll let you know.
Just saying. So depending on what kind of access I have, I will try it out, but I don't think I'm going to like it.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see how it goes. So for Terry, it's a pass. Dreadpool, it's a maybe. For me, it's I'm gonna play it, check it out, and it was one of my most anticipated games last year. So I am still looking forward to it.
I'd still try it, but it's one of those games that
are you going to try it for $70?
No, it's one of those games that it'll have to either come out on Game Pass, or I'll just rent it from GameFly.
Yeah. And shout out to DE for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. You're the real MVP. He says GTA, Red Dead, Skyrim to Starfield. Yeah. Lots of stories everywhere. All right. With that being said, I think it's time for Terry's Indie Spotlight. Terry, are you all set?
I was ready.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to my Indie Spotlight. And today I'm going to show a game that has been remastered. It was originally, PS4 and Xbox One, and then they did a slight remaster on it so that way it could come on the current gen consoles. And for those of you who are really big into your history kind of exploration games, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, that kind of stuff, then this is one for you guys to check out.
February the 12th, 1928. During excavations at an old church in Luz, France, we found a strange scroll containing ancient writing and Templar symbolism. It's incredible. I think the scroll pinpoints the exact location of the 4 rivers from the book of Genesis. Who knows what lies beyond?
so cancel my autoplay. Okay, so you got Adam's Venture Origins. They remastered it. It's an action adventure. You play as Adam, and he'll be accompanied by his partner, excuse me, I was gonna say Edith. Oh, Evelyn, his partner Evelyn, and it takes place during the Roaring 20s. So if you guys like that time period, you get to do, adventuring back during the 20s to try to discover the secret of Eden. Meanwhile, you have to deal with an evil corporation trying to stop you, of course. But go ahead and check that out. You can explore different ruins. You can solve puzzles. Now, the price point on this game jumps all over the place. Xbox and PlayStation sell it for $15. PC has it for $18, and Nintendo has it for $20. So,
wow, but still less than 20 everywhere.
Yeah,
so it's $20. Yeah,
there you go. So you can, depending on where you want to play, you may have to pay a little extra. So just, I found that kind of interesting because normally everybody kind of prices their stuff the same, and maybe PC will fluctuate, but literally PC and Switch were higher than Xbox and PlayStation. So go ahead, get the game, try it out, have some fun, and try something different.
All right, great pick. Another fantastic indie spotlight from coolcatterri, the master of indies, right there. Let's see. Going back to Suicide Squad, Sappho said, "I hope this game has tons of cameos from other characters." Yeah, that'd be great. Let's see. I'm interested in Suicide Squad. Looks like a looter shooter meets Crackdown. That's all I need to know. Yeah, I think so. DE says, Harley Quinn GTA Saints Row 2022. I just can't feel like a mod skin, right? Never mind. Moving on. All right. Let's see. And of course, Sarahsman says, hit that like and share, everyone. Let's go. I did it. Now it's your turn. Yes, please do. We really appreciate it. And yeah. So on to the main event. Terry, I don't know if you've heard, right? You might have been living under a rock, but Xbox announced that they're doing their Xbox Developer Direct 2024, January 18th, 4 days from today. So that is Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So that is 2 p.m. my time. So I'm going to have to watch this after work. But they are doing it in games. And they're going to have Oxide Games there, Obsidian Entertainment, Ninja Theory, and Machine Games. Now, this is direct from their Xbox Wire. We're going to skip all that. So, the shows that are being shown, the games are Indiana Jones, Avowed, Aura History Untold, and Sonoa's Saga. All right. Oops, I don't know what just happened. Oh, it just redid it itself. Okay. So Aura History Untold. We're going to start with that one, right? So Aura History Untold. Can you read that, Terry?
Yes. Hear from the leads at Oxide Games, a studio founded by veterans of the strategy genre and the creators behind classic strategy titles, including Civilization V, as they unveil exclusive new gameplay and share more details about the inspiration, key features, and road ahead for their upcoming historical grand strategy game.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. History Untold. Terry, any interest on this one?
I didn't even know about this one. So, I don't know what this is.
It's like Civ 5. It's a 4X game. Explore, expand, exterminate.
Oh, I did see this. I did see this. Okay, yeah. No.
I don't remember what else the X stands for.
Yeah, so this style stuff, this is more of an Axel game.
Yes, but, this is more of an Axel game, 110%.
I don't play like these kind of like city building kind of things like this where you got to have you got to build your populations and then they fight each other and stuff. Like I it's not for me.
Really? How surprising. Like
you got, I mean, like Ubi, they have Anno 1800, right? And
yeah, Anno 1800, yes.
And it sells like hotcakes for them on PC. They make so much money off Anno. It's one of the Ubisoft games I will never play because it's just not for me. It's just not my genre.
Okay, well, there you go. Not for Terry. Dreadpool is Aura History Untold for you. A 4X game.
If it was like probably like 15 years ago, yeah. Nowadays, I don't know. I may dabble in it, but I just don't have the time for these type of games anymore.
Oh my goodness, I love these kinds of games. Um,
No, you don't understand. I used to play these types of games, Warcraft, Starcraft. Uh, I mean, so many battle games, city building games, all this stuff. I used to play it till like 6 o'clock in the morning,
mhm.
and then sleep for like a half hour, and then go back to work, and then come home and sleep for a little bit, and then get back onto these games, and then stay up and sit at this computer desk for like hours on end. You know what I mean? And it'd be like, as soon as we're done with the game, like, all right, next game, give me a second, bathroom break. So you run to the bathroom, run into the kitchen, and then
You
you sit
use the
back down.
bathroom? I'm just kidding with
Some of
you.
us did, yeah. Some of us just didn't want to sit on a bucket for hours on end. But you know what I mean? So it's like those days are behind me now. And I just
Yeah.
I just can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
There's
you
too
need
much.
a lot of free time to play these games. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
strategy is deep.
yeah.
Like
These
one
ones here.
campaign of the last Forex game I played was Warhammer, Total War Warhammer 3. One gameplay campaign is literally the entire time I have on it, which is like almost 200 hours.
Yeah.
And that's just one game playthrough, like one playthrough. So yeah, you need time for these. I gotta agree with Dreadpool. So this one, is it going to be a pass for you, Dread? Even though you enjoy it?
Like I said, I'll try it out. I'll try anything out, just about. But yeah, this ain't gonna be a long, and I'm probably not even gonna finish a match. Not even gonna finish. Just see how it flows, and if
Mhm.
it sucks me in, then that's a different story. But if I got to get up and go and walk away, I may never sit back down and turn it on again.
Mm. Mm.
So think about that. It's one of those things. Again, I don't want to be wasting my time. Away from everything else because I'm stuck in this thing. I don't have that kind of time anymore. So yeah, it just
Yeah. So I'm really into the Forex games. Explore, expand, exploit, exterminate. I tried to get into Crusader Kings, but the systems were so deep in that I'm like, I don't feel like learning this. Um, so I'm more into simplistic Forex games, and I'm just like, am I getting too old for Forex? Like that's exactly what I was thinking, right?
yeah.
Am I just like getting bored? Because I remember Civilization had a ton of systems, and I had no problem learning them and memorizing them and exploiting them, like the Gandhi nuke glitch. You know, um, I had no problem with that. But now I'm just like, do I want to find these? Do I want
Here's
to discover each and every little possibility? And I'm just like, a Forex game really has to draw you in, and it has to be good to do that.
here's the thing. If you think about it, you age out of it,
Mhm.
right? But given enough years, you will age back into it when you go to retire.
Oh,
You'll have plenty of time.
that's right. When I'm retired, that's right. Forex is going to be it. I love Forex games. Ever since Civilization, I discovered Civilization. Um, I've been addicted to it, and Galactic Civilization, Alpha Centauri, Endless Legend. I love that one. The Warhammer 40,000 games, the Total War games. I'm really into Forex games. So yeah, Terry is right. This one is more an Axel game than anything else.
You said Warhammer 40,000? You
Yeah.
should die now?
Oh, sorry. Warhammer 40K.
Golly.
40K. Gladius to be the Gladius series was the Forex game on Warhammer. Yeah. So let's check in with the chat. Chat, let us know if you're going to play Ara History Untold. Let's see. That's the biggest problem with many games are facing. They're feeling like jobs. Oh, they put so much into it. It feels like you got to clock in to do it. Yeah, that's not a good feeling. That's not good. A good feeling at all. Let's see. Yeah. So that's so far all we have. People are still talking about the Flash, which is awesome. I love the Flash. I think he's great. But we've moved the topic right along. So let's see. Up next, we'll talk about Hellblade 2. Terry, Hellblade 2. Go ahead.
All right, so the game does look impressive, but it's again.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to read the thing on there.
You want me to read it first? Okay,
Yes, please.
sorry. All right,
Yes,
Ninja
please,
Theory.
please.
Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory. Take us behind the scenes at their studio in Cambridge to give us some insight on how they are crafting Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. The team will speak to the ambition and meticulous care involved in creating Senua's journey of survival.
Awesome. All right, now take it away, Terry.
All right. I couldn't care less. I mean, the game looks impressive. I know they're going to do a really great job with the sound design and whatnot, but they lost me on the first one with it being so slow paced and the predictable combat, and the storyline didn't grab me. I knew for a fact that she was going to go. Her whole point was trying to get back to a man who didn't want her. And lo and behold, she goes through all this stuff for this guy, and it's like, nah.
Ouch. Like, dang. Wow.
Like, I saw that coming like a mile away. I didn't even finish the game. I was like, this is stupid. But so yeah, no, they couldn't sell it me the first one, so I have no interest in the sequel. What is she gonna be now? A woman scorned? Come on, man.
Dang. Damn. Oh man, what a stab in the neck to poor Senua. Dreadpool, Hellblade 2.
Are we done with it? I mean, I'm happy that everybody's wanting to play it. I want to play it. I can't wait to play it. However, I'm done seeing about it. I'm done hearing about this and that. It's been how many years? Let's just get the game. Let's push the game out and be done with it. Let's stop talking about this and that. You know, it's just it's becoming a broken record. I'm sorry. It's just I can't. I unless they do something spectacular with it now that we haven't seen or they haven't showed us. I don't know. It's just, move on. Let's hear about some other stuff. I mean, how many years have we heard about this game? How many years have they shown us this game? Right? They finally showed us gameplay, and people argued whether or not it was gameplay.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that.
So again, it's like, why? Can we just? It's coming out soon. Let's just hurry up and concentrate on getting the game out. Let's see what happens. I'm just so tired of these game companies milking the hype for so long, for so many years. Do we have to still milk this hype over and over again? Just tell me what game we're working on. I mean, here's a perfect game, right? Perfect Dark. Speaking of Perfect yes. Dark. They showed us something. They gave us a teaser. They stopped talking about it. We know it's coming out. Good. They did the same thing for Fable. Then they showed us a little bit of stuff going on for Fable, and then they stopped talking about it again. Give me those kind of phases where, it's almost every show that they've been showing us something about Hellblade. I'm just tired of it. I want to play it, and let's move on from it. But other than give me a launch date or a drop date, whatever, I don't care. Just give me some sort of date that it's going to come out, and then let's move on. I don't want to hear about the devs. I don't want to hear about any of that stuff. I know it's a negative thing, but it's just too much, man. You're spoon feeding me too much, and you're giving me teaspoons.
Yeah. Okay. So Dredd has had it. He wants to get his hands on the game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to play this game a lot. I love everything I've seen. It is my most anticipated game this year. So the fact that they said 2024, and it's probably not the first half of 2024, it's probably going to maybe get delayed again, as it's tradition nowadays, right? Game delays are just kind of par for the course. I will be sad if this game gets delayed, but more than anything, I want a good game. A lot of people, like, I was excited for Halo, and a lot of people are like, oh, Halo should have been delayed by 2 years and all this other stuff, right? I really want Xbox to start taking their time with these games, to fill the vision, right? But I am very excited in this game. I love everything I've seen in this game. That last trailer, the gameplay trailer we saw with the combat, was probably the best trailer I've seen of the game. The first trailer was an awesome reveal. The second and third trailer were okay. But yeah, that fourth trailer was really where it hit for me personally. I just can't wait to get my hands on it. It looks so much better than before. And the fact that the thing that really makes me happy is that they captured it all on an Xbox Series X. No, not targeting Xbox Series X, not anything like that. On an Xbox Series X. That tells me it's very close to being done, and we're ready to get that going. So yeah, it's a very good thing for me. I am very excited to hear more about it. I'm a huge fan of Ninja Theory, and the information they give out on these developer directs, those inside looks, I'm really looking forward to. So I'm looking forward to this announcement, probably more than any other announcement on there. Let's check in with the chat real quick. Let's see. Remix Station brings up a good point. He said, it's weird how you guys approach gaming. Like, if the game isn't not for you, it's the game's fault. It's a strange way to see things. I think if the game promises one thing and it doesn't deliver on it, it is the game's fault. But you're right. Like, there are certain games that are not for us. Terry really loves those narrative novels style games, those detective games, and her puzzlers. Those are 100% not my type. Like those are just not my type.
I don't see how you see that I'm blaming the game. Like I don't think it
was about you at all.
I love
think
action
it's just
RPGs.
a general statement.
I love action adventure games and I love puzzle games. Literally, I should like Hellblade. I don't. I can compliment them on things they do well. Like I said, the audio design is like some of the best audio design you'll see in gaming. But that's not going to sell me on the game when I can't stand the gameplay of the game itself.
There you go. Sappho says he's on Dreadpool's train. He says, not hating, but I've literally seen enough Hellblade. The only thing I need to see is a release date. I already know I'm playing it, but perhaps this is for anyone wanting to know more.
Right.
So he's on Dreadpool's train.
Yeah, and that's fine. People want to know more, but why? Again, it's one of those things. And I'm still back on Remake Station's comment. I'm just trying to figure out which game he's talking about that we're hating, that we're saying that it's the game's fault, because nobody said anything was the game's fault. So I'm still perplexed as to,
I don't know.
say piling on games when people never played them. Well, it's a beta. How are you supposed to talk about it other than looking at what other people are presenting to us? And I even called it out. Is he bringing this up as drama by putting in everything that you can possibly put in, when other people in the chat had said that they didn't have all that stuff on their screen?
I was definitely, I was the first one to be like, we can't just go off of what we see from a screenshot, because a lot of games give you the option to customize the UI. So I didn't jump on that bandwagon and, I was like, nah, man, we can probably turn stuff off, because you usually can, especially on PC.
Oh yeah, I think he's referring to Aura.
Okay, well, again, I know how I play. I'm not blaming the game for anything.
The time consuming.
Yeah, it's time consuming. For some of us,
for Forex games, that's the point. You got to think.
But for some of us, we don't have the time to do that, and that's why I said I'll play it. But I know it's going to be one of those games that when I get up and walk away from, I'm not going to come back to it unless it sucks me in.
I guess it depends how they do that, because I remember one of my favorite games that are kind of in that vein was Sims 3 made a spin-off. It was medieval something. It was and I loved it, and it was short, and I was so mad that it was so short, because I literally played through it in like a day. I was like, I beat the whole thing. But so I mean, they I guess it really depends on how they do it. They could make it to where it isn't a lifesteal.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm also saying, for me, even though I haven't played it, for me, I just can't do something like that. That's not blaming the game for it. It's just saying for me personally,
Mhm.
I just don't have the time to invest in it.
You got to keep it.
And if I did, it would have to suck me down.
You got to keep in mind, Dreadpool isn't the average gamer who only works a 40-hour work week. You know, he's putting in over 70 hours a week.
Yeah, I mean, I worked 4 days and put 70 hours in 4 days. So
Dang.
when you only go home to sleep, you look at your wife. I mean, one day when I woke up, my wife said, "I didn't even know you came home," because I came in and went right to bed, and then when I woke up, she was like, "I didn't even know you came home," because again, she was busy and had no idea I walked into the house. You know,
It
my
must be a
daughter
big
saw me
house
and
if you
said, "Hi,
can't notice
Daddy."
you.
Exactly. And that's the thing. My daughter saw me come in. She said, "Hi, Daddy," and that was it. That's how she found out that I was home.
That's
Is
it.
because my
Yeah.
daughter said something to her.
Yeah, you know, adulting, you do have a limited
Yeah.
amount of time, and you know, our
Mhm.
time is precious for games and Forex games. You know, and like I said, I tried Crusader Kings. I want to get into Crusader Kings, but I just started looking at at the systems it has, and it is a very, very thorough Forex game. And I'm like, okay, do I want to learn these? Do I want to learn to exploit them? You know, because a part of one of the X's of Forex is exploitation, right? And to exploit, you got to learn the systems. Um, and that's not a knock on the games. It's just the type it is. And it's, you know, sometimes because you have played these games before, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Or
You
at
know,
least you have
so
an
it's not the
idea.
game's fault. The
You
game, it should be a great Forex game, but and
you
I'm gonna
want to
try it. But yeah,
you
it's
want to
definitely
you want to know a bad game? I'll tell you a bad game, and it's basically everybody is in agreement with this. Superman 64, bad
yep,
game,
bad game.
unplayable. I mean, some people have been able to manage to play through it,
Ugh,
but it was overall a
it's
bad
just
game.
flying through
It's
rings.
funny because like Superman 64 literally just had you fly through like rings and stuff. But then look at how many games that have come out after that, whenever there's a flying part, they make you go through rings. Like they all do it. Even Spyro did it. You know? So like how do you go from a game where you despised it so much to where a lot of the greatest games that came out back in like the 90s did that, and they were like amazing games?
Because you're flying
Because
through rings at 60 or 30 or 60 frames a second versus 15.
I don't know.
The
There
15
were
frames a second was really what killed it. It wasn't just the rings.
it was everything about
It
that
was
game. If you
everything.
weren't flying through rings, you were trying to just like we're gonna destroy something and under a time limit, which was almost impossible. And the
there
flying through
were a
rings
lot
wouldn't be
of
bad, but the
games.
controls to fly through those rings were awful.
There were a
You couldn't
lot
get through
of
those rings if you wanted to.
I mean, there were a lot of games though that did the same thing where you had the time limit in the rings, and it was just very, very difficult to do it. Like I raged a lot on a lot of those games. It wasn't just a Superman problem,
Yeah.
but yet they get all the flack.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
I mean, rings challenge is just like a puzzle challenge, just like any other type of challenge. It's just when you do it so poorly, that's what people remember. But when you do it better, it might not be the thing that you want to remember it for, but that thing. I mean, look at Hellblade with the puzzles. So, certain puzzles, I had to literally look it up because I'm like, I'm here, I'm looking at it. How come I'm not doing this? And then I look up on YouTube how to do it, and I'm like, I literally did the same thing, and it didn't trigger, it didn't register. And this was the
Mhm.
OG Hellblade. You know, obviously we haven't played Hellblade 2 yet, but the OG one, and I'm like lined up for this part of the puzzle piece to work, and it hadn't triggered.
I remember
So
doing that
again,
for
you
one
know,
of the
it
puzzles,
depends
and
on
I just
how.
walked around hitting the
Yeah,
little
that's definitely a design
thing
flaw.
until it finally clicked,
Yeah,
and it
but
just happened randomly.
right, but that's the whole thing is like you're doing all this stuff, and that's a poorly designed puzzle.
Yeah.
But again, you build off of that, and you do the next game, you do it better, or somebody else designs their game similar to that and uses a similar puzzle, but it's designed better. I mean, look at Immortals. Was it right? Immortals? Yeah,
Yeah, Phoenix
Immortals?
Rising.
Phoenix Rising.
Okay.
You look at that one, and that one had good puzzles.
Mhm.
That game
You
is
know,
so good. It's so underrated,
right,
underappreciated. It's underappreciated by far.
right. And I
Yeah,
need
everybody
again.
wants to compare it to Zelda. That's why.
I still want to go back to that game. I just I this is one of those things that unless it sucks me in,
Mhm.
I am not. Did you hear that, Sir X-Men? Okay, unless it sucks me in, I don't go back to it right away because there's so many other sparkling shiny things out there that I want to play at the same time. That's the problem with too many games is sometimes some of us just cannot focus in on one game. I'm still playing Breath of the Wild. When I was on vacation, I played it nonstop, right?
Mhm.
But we played Mario Wonder here and there, but we concentrated um, on Breath of the Wild, and we all took turns between myself, Tiny Giant, and my sister-in-law. We
Yeah.
all took turns on who was playing on the TV, who was playing on the handheld because we had 2 switches. So we're playing at the same Breath of the Wild at the same time, but there's 3 of us, so one of us had to sit out and watch.
There you
So,
go.
depending on whose profile, but again, I haven't played it since I got back,
Mhm.
and I played it when I first got it, and I hadn't played it since I first got it. So here it is, like 3 years later. I go on vacation and I'm playing it nonstop.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the game. It's not saying that a game is bad or it's a game's fault. It's just life happens, and sometimes there's other things that are distractors. So
There you go.
it is what it is.
Yes. All right.
Sorry
So
for
shout
that.
out to Remake Station 5 getting the derailment on par here. All right. Let me put this away for a minute. Let's check in with the chat. The Sapo says that isn't a fair poll. I'm going to play them all. Happy Cloud Gamer says Starfield was so hype. Hellblade 2 might do the same, but I'll love it if it's a 10 out of 10. I'll love it too. I'll love it too. Let's see. Sexman says, I'm sorry, but I'm a pure Tomb Raider junkie. Tomb Raider is great.
I do love me some Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Let's see. Shout out to Jason Max who says, just remember, Xbox is number 1. Yes. And shout out to Back from the Dead who joins us. Thank you so much. You are the real MVP. He says, hey, everyone. I appreciate it. Let's see. South of Midnight available for preloading the console. Shadow dropping? I don't think so. You've been able to preload it since summer. You can pre-download all the games they showed on the Xbox Showcase.
Avowed, you can pre-download now.
Yeah, I mean it's I think it's just now the media just paid attention to it. But if you were paying attention during the E3, you could preload most of them. At least placeholder load. It wouldn't download anything, just placeholder load. Yeah. Let's see. Moving. The King joins us. Shout out to the King. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you. Let's see. Back from the Dead says, I beat Breath of the Wild on Wii U. Still need to play Tears of the Kingdom. Play it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
But you saw where you played it. Wii U.
Yeah.
Wii U, right? People forget that it was on the Wii U also.
Yeah, I bought it on Wii U just because I know it's probably going to be rare.
It is going to be rare.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is
as a collector, I bought it just for the rarity.
They were trying to figure out how Wii U. They were trying to figure out how Breath of the Wild outsold the Switch sales. They were not a 1-to-1 sale.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 1.52 to 1 sale.
Yeah, they sold more copies of that game than they did the game. Mm-hmm.
More copies of the game than they did the Switch.
Yes.
And that's what people forget. And I've brought it up before. They also made it for the Wii U. So that one there is going to be a collector's item. So whatever you do back, don't trade it in. Don't do nothing with it anymore. Pack it away and save it for a college fund.
That's right. 20 years, that thing is going to probably sell for a couple $100. It's very rare for a game to get more than a couple $100 nowadays. So, yeah, and it's because people like me have learned the market of like, oh, I bought it just because it's going to be rare. So it's one of those things. It just happens that way. Okay, so let's see. The Game Complainers join us. Shout out to the Game Complainers. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. He says, I'm awake, Dreadpool. There you go.
He was up all night.
All right. Up next is Avowed. Terry, read the section, please.
All right. The team at Obsidian was shared the first deep dive into the gameplay experience fans can expect in Avowed, their upcoming fantasy action RPG set in the fantastical, vibrant living lands. Learn more about how Obsidian's expertise in building worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity come to life in Avowed, where players will have agency to make choices to shape every step of their adventure.
All right, Avowed, an RPG, Terry,
An RPG.
an RPG. Are you interested in Avowed?
I'm interested in it. I hope they do a better job than they did with the last one they did.
The Outer Worlds?
Yeah, the Outer Worlds. I hated the Outer Worlds.
Ah.
So I hope they do a better job. So like, to me, Avowed at first, when they first announced it, it seemed like they were just kind of trying to spoof Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
But then now that they've showed more of it, you can tell that they're making it kind of stand on its own apart from that, which is what they need to do. Because I felt when they did Outer Worlds, they didn't do a good enough job making it stand alone. It felt too much like Fallout to me.
Fallout. Yeah, it was very
so-
Fallout-esque.
Yeah, so if they can make it its own game, then that's a win. And I definitely want to play it to see how they go about it, because it definitely seems they have a thing going on in here that I've seen in another game. I can't place it, where there's like this mutation kind of affecting like the wildlife and stuff.
Yeah, kind of like Horizon Forbidden West did.
No, something older.
World of Warcraft? No, I'm just kidding.
World of Warcraft.
Primal.
Primal, yeah, Primal did
Yeah,
it.
maybe like Primal. So I mean, I want to kind of see how they go about it. So I mean, it looks interesting, and I want to give it a try. I just really hope that it does, the gameplay wise, because story wise, it looks like it's standing apart from Elder Scrolls, but it's all going to come down to gameplay. If it feels like I'm just playing another Elder Scrolls game, then I feel like that's a miss. It's weird now, because Obsidian before was kind of like the company that I felt like they were trying to poke punches at Bethesda, but now they both got bought by Xbox, or by Microsoft. So now they have to work together and be friendly instead of them, trying to make, these below the waist shots, if you will, that I felt like they were trying to do. So
Yes.
it's just going to be interesting to see how they do this now, because it's like, you really can't be mocking Bethesda really anymore now that they're basically your adopted brother. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. But I am interested. I think it should be good. I'm hoping it's good.
Hoping it's good for Avowed. Dreadpool. Okay, so are you going to try it, though, Terry? Are you excited to, or not try it, are you excited for the direct to find out more about it?
1 second. My blind cat is screaming. 1 second.
Okay, we'll come back to Terry. Dreadpool.
As you heard, the cat said no.
Well, she's blind, so if she gets confused where she is, she freaks the F out, and I don't blame her. I mean, it's got to be terrifying. I'm not real big on director directs, just because they give away too much. Like how people are like, I don't want no spoilers. I don't want no spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, then stay away from director directs. All right. They're going to go in deeper on how like the games are. So if you're an anti-spoiler person, you should not be watching this at all. So I will be staying away from it, because I don't want to know too much.
Okay. Dreadpool.
So
Avowed developer direct.
What's funny is let's start from the beginning. Okay, let's explain the story. So,
Okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's go.
I'm waiting for a remake station on this one, but I want to explain the beginning. I'm just playing with you, dude. Don't worry. I'm just playing. It's all love. When Avowed first was shown, I had no interest in it. No interest at all. Right? Every time they showed Avowed, I had no interest whatsoever. But again, I've always said I've been happy for others to play this game. I've been happy for my friends that have had a chance to see this, and for what they showed. Excited to play, and that, that's it. I've said it on Boom's channel, I've said it on our channel, I've said it here, I've said everywhere. But this last trailer that they showed got me hyped for this. Finally, it did something. It didn't look as some people said, like a poor man's comedy sketch of Obsidian's. I'm sorry, Obsidian of Skyrim or something like that. You know what I mean? So they weren't trying to do a comedy show or something. You know what I mean? They weren't trying to imitate them and do something. So they weren't doing whatever parody of it. They weren't, you know what I mean? So when it comes to all that, that's what it seemed like, but now you see that they're actually doing something with this game, something more than what people looked into it. So it got me excited now. So now I'm excited. But for the direct, I'm not sure I'm looking forward to the direct for this one, because I think it may detract me from the excitement that last trailer showed. So again, I want to play it. Before I wasn't even going to even bother playing it. So I'm definitely going to try it out and see what happens. And if it sucks me in, great. But I don't think I'm going to spend enough time in this either. Even as much as I'm excited to play this, I don't think I will spend the required amount of time to be a fan. So yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's why I said remake station. You wait for this one.
All right.
So,
Not
blaming the game.
Good for me.
Not
If
blaming
it does
nothing.
it like Elder Scrolls does it, I'm okay with it because I like that style of storytelling. I hope though that they have a better engine than the constant loading engine. So that's my hope for it. I want to get out of the loading screens in these styles of RPGs. But I'm interested. I definitely like the art style. I like the more neon and flashy style that this is going for instead of the gritty style that everybody was hoping for. I know a lot of people were hoping for a gritty style, but I'm really into the neon style of art. I like that flashy style a lot more. So to me, this is definitely something I'm looking forward to. I want to know more about it, as Terry and Dreadpool have said. Does it differentiate enough from Bethesda to be its own thing? And well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to play it. But until I get my hands on it, the best thing is this developer direct. So I am very excited to hear more about this one.
Yeah,
Very excited.
I think, like you said, with the color style, the color grading that they're doing, they're not trying to be ultra realistic, dark, gritty.
Yeah, definitely
they're
not.
trying to differentiate themselves, and that was kind of like what I said, like a parody. It doesn't feel like it's a parody anymore. It feels like it's its own thing. It feels like it's standing on its own without being a parody. It just happens to be a similar
combat style, maybe
combat, location, artistic, when it comes to the realism part of it, but at the same time they've detracted from the realism to be unique in its own way. And again, I don't feel like it's going to be a parody anymore, like it normally, like it looked like it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I'm just very, very much looking forward to hearing more about it. And the fact that it says 2024 and it's 2024, cannot wait. I actually enjoyed the Outer Worlds. I love the story of the Outer Worlds. I love how what you did affected the last level of the Outer Worlds. One of the many endings you could get. So hopefully Avowed does something, maybe not the exact same thing, but hopefully what you do affects the outcome of the game. Even if it's in minor ways, like the Outer Worlds did.
Could you imagine the very end when you finally win, they pull off the headset and you realize you're in VR, you were playing a VR game in the Outer Worlds?
That'd be great, actually.
Could you imagine that?
Avowed is a video game in the Outer Worlds. That would be such
That
an
would-
advertisement for the Outer Worlds.
That would be like the
But
greatest
then
twist.
I don't think they'll do that because everybody's been like, "Oh, Xbox doesn't have VR. Xbox doesn't have VR." Blah blah blah. Right? So we'll see.
No, I'm not saying have it in VR. I'm just saying the fact that the
No,
game.
but you know how people will be. You know
Yeah.
how dramatic people will be.
I just think that would be like the greatest twist at the very end.
Nice. Yeah, I think it would be cool. That'd be a neat way to put Avowed in the same universe as the Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
It's not part of the universe. It's a video game in the universe. That would be something. Yeah.
And then you could just say it's part of the history, which is why you're playing the game. Like we played Call of Duty, we were playing Battlefield. Those are games that are based on our history in the world.
Yeah, exaggerated history, but history nonetheless, right?
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. Sexman asks, "Why can't I get a new Blue Dragon, sir? You are asking the wrong panel. We have no inside information as to why you can't get a new Blue Dragon. I can tell you though, I'm on Team Blue Dragon. We need at least a remake. So yeah. Let's see. The Polymega has been keeping me up late. Wow. Let's see. RWK88 says, "Good morning, y'all. Good morning, RWK88. Thanks so much for joining us. You're the real MVP." Let's see. Remake Station was ready. He says, "I don't like the graphics and I wanted a more open world, but I'll still play it. It's Obsidian." Yes. Avowed looks great in 4K. Watching 1080 streams don't do it justice. Hard facts. I don't know what FNV stands for. FNV looked mid to me when I played it the first time. And so buggy, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know what FNV is. Five Nights at Freddy's? Five Nights. What FNV? Anybody? No, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out the.
Yeah. Let's see. I hope they show the Starfield Direct. You're going to be disappointed, sir. They're not going to show it.
There you go. That's Fallout New Vegas. I mean, we should have.
Oh, Fallout New Vegas. Oh, once all the updates came out, Fallout New Vegas, and they got the bugs out of it, one of the best Fallouts ever.
Yep. Well, can't really say the same exact thing, but Fallout Online, that one there, they cleaned up the bugs. It's a much better game than it was when they first came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
76. Yeah.
yeah.
I think these directs are awesome, and for the most part, Redfall withdrawal standing, they have been very honest. I agree. Yeah, I mean the point of these directs is to get you excited, and I agree. Yeah. Let's see. I have a feeling we won't get any release dates. I think we'll get one out of the 4 for sure. Let's see. And Remake Station likes your VR idea. That would be cool, like a multiverse. Let's see. How dare they make Avowed look great? I demand a remake immediately, Dreadpool. All right. Let's see. I do think they will have a release date for at least one game, likely Hellblade, since it's been shown so much. I think. We'll go over it.
Didn't they have a release window?
Avowed has a 2024 release window, and
I thought
let's
Hellblade
see.
had a release window.
Hellblade has a release window, and Aura has a release window. So Indiana Jones is the only one without a release window, and all the release window is 2024. That's it.
Are you sure Indy's not 2025?
Indy hasn't had a release window yet.
I think it's going to be 25.
But speaking of Indiana Jones, Terry, take it away.
Machine Games, the award-winning studio behind the recent Wolfenstein series, will reveal their upcoming Indiana Jones game, an action-adventure that puts players in the leather jacket of the legendary archaeologist. Developer Direct will showcase more than 10 minutes of game and developer insights, including details about the game's setting and story, how fans will actually play as Indy, additional details from his next globetrotting adventure, and the premiere of the first gameplay trailer.
Love it.
Spoilers. So I'm staying away.
All right. Let's see. Axel, the Starfield DLC. I know the Starfield DLC. Yeah, it's called Shattered Space. Yeah, I remember it. And they're not going to show it. Just throwing it out there. They will not show it. They're focused on 3 updates before they do the Shattered Space DLC. So, yeah. Legendary Yobi says, Axel, put some respect on Harley Quinn.
And he still hasn't moved on from that.
Hey man, hey, when you're a Harley simp, you are a Harley simp.
You got him all tilted, man.
All right. Harley Quinn might have worn the what was it, the pudding necklace. Legendary Yobi wears the Harley necklace. Okay. Let's see. I bet Indiana Jones will be in due time. Wasn't Indiana Jones supposed to come out 2 years ago? I heard. I never heard that.
No, it was announced 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was announced. So Indiana Jones, all we got was a short cinematic, basically confirming that it was in development. And this was right after they were bought by Microsoft. They were acquired. So they're doing the first look as a developer direct. So first trailer, first look. Terry, is this what do you think about this approach?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait. I don't know. Wait and see how it all plays out. But like, I don't really have an opinion on it. You know, it's just one of those things where some games get announced too soon, and then we're just waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yes.
And then other games, you know, they announce it and then they don't do enough marketing, and then they, you know, they're great, really good games, but people don't buy into it because they just didn't really it didn't have enough publicity. So like, I don't know. And like Indiana Jones is kind of like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like it's been announced and we haven't really heard much. So I mean, I guess we need to find out how they're gonna do it. Are they gonna, you know, I guess they're showing gameplay, which is good. But then I guess hopefully they give a date then, or at least a quarter period within 24 or 25 or 28 or 30 or whenever it's coming out. You know, they got to give us something, because is this going to be another one that's just going to be, you know, like droned out forever?
Yeah.
You know, so they need to. I mean, if they're going to be showing gameplay, then we should be at that point where they should be a little bit more confident on closing in a window or creating a window. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I don't know. I mean, I don't have too much to say.
Are you excited for this game, Terry? Are you excited to?
I mean, I'll try it because I do like the genre. I'm not a fan of Indiana Jones himself as a character. I've never really liked him. But if the gameplay is good, I'll play it. Just like I don't like Star Wars, but there have been some decent Star Wars games that have had good gameplay that I've played and someone enjoyed. So it really comes down to the gameplay. It's just, I don't like Indiana Jones. You know?
All right. She's not a Harrison Ford simp.
I don't like Harrison Ford as an actor at all.
Oh my goodness.
I think there's only one movie he's been in that I thought was good, and that was, what was it, Air Force One or whatever it was?
Air Force One? Yeah, that was a good movie.
You know,
anyways, all right,
but,
so there you go.
So yeah, so I mean, I'll have to wait and see. Maybe they can change my mind with the gameplay. It's just, as a character, Indy isn't it for me.
And would you prefer first person or third person? Because Jason Max is out here. Please let it be third person.
I want this to be third. This way it can be in the same vein as the games it's going to be compared to, which would be Tomb Raider and Uncharted.
You mean the games that it is started?
Yes. So
Lara Croft is the OG.
No,
Indiana Jones might be the starter on the silver screen, but Lara Croft is the OG.
Look, Indiana Jones may have started it, but Lara Croft did it better. This game should be called
Indiana Jones -Croft. Okay.
Indiana came out first, and not just in the movies, in the games too.
Those Atari games were trash, and you know it.
They had some text-based games too, didn't they?
Yeah, even Pitfall Harry's was precedes Laura. So think about that.
I guess they just need to do. It needs to be more like Uncharted, I guess, because it should be more action. Indy's always been more action, you know. So they need to do it in that. They need to do it like that.
And it's good that Machine Games is doing this, because they did the Wolfenstein, which was anti-Nazi.
Oh, I love the Wolfenstein games. They do such a great job.
And Indiana Jones is anti-Nazi, so yeah.
So yeah, I want to see what they do. Like, this would be the Indiana Jones that could convince me to semi like Indiana Jones as a character. So we'll have to see how they do.
Yes. What are you laughing at there, Dread?
Did you just indirectly say if anybody knows anything about Nazis, it's Machine Gun Games?
Oh my gosh.
Machine games. But
Machine
I'm just
Games,
saying,
whatever.
the Wolfenstein games were,
No, I know.
everybody's like, oh, why is Machine Games doing this? Well, they're kind of the anti-Nazi studio because the bad guys in Indiana Jones have always been the Nazis, right?
Yeah.
All right, and the
But
bad
that's-
guys in Wolfenstein have always been the what?
Those guys.
Yeah, exactly my point. All right, take it away, Dreadpool. Indiana Jones, what do you think?
I want to whip it good in third person. That's what I think. It has to be. I can understand if they shifted over to first person to be unique about it, but I would be fine only if they had an option to be first person or third person. But I would rather have it as third person because I want it to be the storytelling that these Indiana Jones games have always been, more on the terms of where a lot of the games that used it as a inspiration, like we
Yes.
just mentioned, Lara Croft, Uncharted.
Mhm.
Those have expanded the storytelling on how these games are. So again, I want Indy to supersede in its history, but at the same time overdo what anybody else has done so far with those other games.
Mhm.
I want them to do the production. I want everything. Again, I'm hyped over this, and I want them to do justice to the game. To the legend, to all of this. I want to see Short Round running around. I want to see, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you guys saw it, but the guy that played Short Round finally, after all these years, finally met up with Harrison Ford, and it was emotional to see their emotions of seeing, him being out of acting for so long and to come back and do all this. So I want those emotions that we felt from back then and today to be in this game. I want the storytelling. I want all everything. I want the action. I want all of the stuff, and I want the whip. Got to use the whip.
Well, what
So-
if this game is less Harrison Ford and more Shia LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf is not Harrison Ford. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf. What happened to that movie? Oh, no one talks about it.
Well, what if this? Okay. Hear me out here, Dreadpool. What if we put aliens in Indiana Jones?
What happened to that movie? Nobody heard about it anymore.
So there is a way to get this wrong.
Yes, there's definitely a way to get this wrong. That's why the first three movies, even if you think about it, even the one with Sean Connery, had some feedback of negativity with it, right? But now you look at those movies, they're great. People understood it because they wanted to fight against it. It's like, why is his dad here? But it's Sean Connery. Okay, you know what I mean? And then with Shia LaBeouf, he had so much negativity with him that, again, the movie didn't sit right. You know what I mean? So again, they just need to do the story right. And even this last movie, this last Indiana Jones, what happened to it? It was supposed to be the greatest comeback of Indiana Jones movies, and it faltered. It fizzled because the story wasn't right. The story wasn't where it should have been. And that's what I don't want to happen with the game. I want the game to push and be legendary, like we think of Uncharted and Lara Croft. For a while there, Lara Croft was fizzling, and then they came back, redid
Laura's
the story,
back, baby.
and we'll see what happens with Amazon and how they present Lara Croft. So she may
Bring
fizzle
back the
again.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, but again, so I'm all excited for it. I can't wait to see more about it. I want to see the gameplay. I still think it's I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but 2025. So even with gameplay, I mean, all right. I'll let you didn't hear from me. Okay. but I heard a certain someone's going to make a cameo.
Oh, so it's somebody. It's definitely going to be Sean Connery.
No. It's someone from Xbox is going to make a cameo
In the game?
in the game. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
His name. He goes by Craig.
Craig. Okay.
You mean that Halo thing? What?
It's pretty
Halo
sad
Craig?
that Terry got the joke and Axel missed it.
No, because I was going through the list of like people I follow on Twitter first. I'm like, Craig. Who's named Craig in my Twitters? Because I follow a lot of Xbox guys.
He's gonna be the enemy inside the tomb, huh?
There you go. Leak. From Dreadpool, Craig from Halo.
No,
is
not
gonna
from
make a
Dreadpool.
cameo in Indiana Jones.
From that guy, whichever
Yeah.
guy. So yeah,
All right.
don't be surprised.
Don't
Playing
be
the role of a
surprised.
gorilla.
That's so great. Shout out to Fossil 924. He says, "Hiya, hey, thank you so much for joining us, Fossil. You are the real MVP. We appreciate you." Jason Max says, "Late 2024 will almost be another year for indie. I could see it coming in 2024. There you go. And Yobi says, "I do have a Harley hat. It's awesome."
got one.
Remake Station 5 says, "I think they will all be released this year, like last year's Developer Direct." Yeah. Fossil says, "I think Avowed hits first." Sir X-Men says, "We will know in 4 days which one." Let's see. From what I've read, they've been in development for 3 years for Indiana Jones games. Who knows? Maybe they'll get a release date. Fossil says, "Indiana Jones 2024, early 2025.
I like Fossil's thumbnail profile.
Yes, great thumbnail. The game completer says, "If you pre-order Indiana Jones at GameStop, you get used indie undies." Jason Max, of course, as you know, he says, "Please let it be third person." Jesse Darby says, "I think Indiana Jones will be the December or November." Yeah, I agree. Kind of excited to see if they will shadow drop a game. I don't think so. I don't think we need. I think if they do it, they will set an expectation that is untainted. It's going to be hard to
Yeah.
repeat.
I mean,
I don't think they will. So
it would be
I hope they
cool, but
don't.
at the same time, I think, like you said, it'll set expectations that every one of these at the beginning of the year will be a shadow drop.
Mhm.
I think once in a blue moon, when it's a good game
Mhm.
that has never been announced, that they've held back on it, I think it would be the perfect time to do that. But it has to be the right game, and Hi-Fi Rush was the right game at that time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. DE says, "I hope it needs to be a mix of third and first person mix of Wolfenstein and Ragnarok, whips and swords and stuff." Indiana Jones I'm just catching up with the chat here before I give my thoughts. Though in some relics and magic, AK's Castlevania. Let's see. It would be okay if it was third person, then snap to first person when aiming down sights. Okay. Let's see.
Like I said, it has to be done right.
Let's see. Remember Tomb Raider was the first 3D adventure game? Was it? I don't know if it was. I'll have to go back. No, Lara Croft is not actual. Indiana Jones came out in the 70s. Lara Croft didn't even exist. Indiana Jones didn't know how to make a good video game until Lara Croft existed. All right. That's right. I said it. I went there.
Go back and play it now. You tell me how good that game is.
Hey, it was good at the time. Well,
Yeah.
go back and play every Indiana Jones game, and I dare you to point a good one. Any of them.
The last one that was on the 360 or on the OGX.
You guys are just fanboying over that one. Nobody ever talked about that game until this came.
No. We
Nobody
talked about
cared.
it when it became back compat. We talked about it all over again.
Let's see. Remake Station 5 says, "Oh my god, that last indie movie was so horrible, and I liked Crystal Skull." Wow. So someone like Crystal Skull. That yeah, that's something. Let's see. I don't feel like it is going to be a hit. That IP isn't that amazing. We will see. Wow. Okay. Not an indie fan. It's good. Let's see. Legendary Yobi real quick says, if you had a team and unlimited budget, what type of games would you make? I'm an RTS guy, so I would make more Halo War games. What about you?
Huh.
Real quick.
I
Terry,
think I would make another Deadpool game.
another Deadpool game? Okay, yeah, that's good. Terry?
I answered it in the chat. I said that I'm not going to be genre specific, but games need more comedy. They're too serious. We need more.
Mhm.
You're sitting there and you're just laughing your ass off.
Yes.
You know,
Jesse Darby gets it. He understands my point.
Let's see. Fossil says, I'm more personally interested in what Xbox does with all the ABK properties than developers directs. We'll know in time. Shout out to Lost Boomer for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. You are the real MVP. Let's see. And Sir X-Man says, Ninja Theory should make a new Heavenly Sword. There you go.
That would be good. If they, I don't think they own the IP to be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But they made it back compact, right? So the Indiana Jones, I'm not high on. Again, there has not been a good Indiana Jones game in my memory. It's a very risky IP. It's an expensive IP, and the only people that care are 40 years old or 35 years old and older. The young people have not been introduced properly to Indiana Jones with the same love that we have it, because the last two movies have frankly quite sucked. There's not like an Indiana Jones cartoon. There's not like an Indiana Jones anything. They had Lego Indiana Jones, and let me tell you, the whip control was awful. I hated it. Out of all the Lego games, I hated that one the most.
So what if we introduce Indiana Jones to the new generation by having Indiana Jones join Fortnite?
That could be it. That could be it. Yeah, you know, he could be doing whatever with his whip.
I mean, that's how we introduced Halo to this younger generation.
That's right.
They found out who this green guy was.
The guy from Fortnite. Yeah. No. I am very, very low on this game, and it's because I have no reason to be high on it. The property, as far as video games is concerned, has not been great in storytelling, has not been great in gameplay, has not recently been great in pop culture. It is a dying IP that I think Disney, that I think some Gen X and millennials just won't let go because it was part of their childhood greatness. I'm very, very low on this game, very skeptical. So I am looking forward to the developer direct, and maybe I'll eat every one of my words and be like, Indiana Jones is going to be the best game of the 2024, 2025. I actually hope so, because I want every game to do well, right? I don't want a single game to be bad. I just have very little reason to think that it's going to do well. Unless they put some sort of targeting mechanic on that whip, the whip control is not going to be good. Just saying. Every free roaming whip control has been bad. Lords of Shadow had whips, and even that was a little difficult to target. But even like God of War, when he's fighting with his chain, the blade, is it chain blades or blade chains? Whatever, you know what I'm talking about, right? When he's fighting with it, it's just going all over the place. You can target it pretty good, right? But when he needs to get across and use it like a whip or pull stuff to him, a targeting reticle comes. You can use a targeting reticle. So there are examples of how to make this whip good already. So hopefully they can make that whip really good. I'm just saying, it doesn't need to. There's no reason for this whip control to falter.
Okay, crack that whip.
Yeah. And, I think it's going to be a great story. It's going to be campy. If you don't like campy, Indiana Jones is not for you. I hope it keeps that campiness to it. As Terry said, if it doesn't have that,
is it really campy?
Comedy to it? Yeah, it's super campy. Come on.
It's campy.
It's super campy.
It's realistic.
It's
realistic. That really
Dude,
happened.
the iconic scene of him running down a hill with a giant boulder that was perfectly round. Come on, man.
And slower than him.
And slower than him with that slope that there was? No.
That's not campy. That's not campy. Him running like
It was
this
so cheesy. It was
would have
so
been campy.
cheesy. It was cheesy.
All right, the fact that he always has to reach back for his hat, campy. Okay, look, I'm just saying.
Didn't he have a lot of like? It's been a long
Like
time.
my
since I
hand,
watched
my
the
hand
movie.
is about to get crushed, but I can't leave my hand
Didn't he-
behind. Screw the hat.
That's suspense.
I think he had a lot of cheesy dialogue too when it came to the ladies. It was just terrible.
Yeah, if you don't
do
like
that
campy,
anyway.
you definitely are not going to like Indiana Jones. Just saying. I have very little reason to be excited for it, but hopefully this developer direct makes me excited, is what I'm saying. I am hopeful for the best. Okay, so like my expectations are here. Okay, right now they're like, where's the screen? Right here, right? And if they go any lower than this, that's Xbox's fault, okay? Because you literally have almost nowhere to go except up. So yeah, just saying. I think that the IP has just not been taken care of like some other Disney IPs. Just saying. You know, that's all I'm saying. But that's not to say that it can't make a comeback. I mean, Iron Man was almost dead until the movie came out, and now he's one of the pillars of Marvel. So I mean, all it takes is one good piece of pop culture to bring something back to life.
And that's why they're holding off on the X-Men.
That's right. So yeah, let's check out let's check out Axel go end up eating some pie on this one. I hope so, man. I love pie.
Yep.
Pumpkin pie is my favorite.
Yeah, it's not going to be that kind of pie.
The Explorer DE says problem with Explorers like Indy is he's too human. Okay. I mean, I hope it's campy. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like that Castlevania remake. Yeah, Lords of Shadow remake station, the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rumor is that
Shadow
343 is helping with Indiana Jones. Could be making his whip work like the Halo grapple hook. That came from the Mag, friend of the show, the Mag.
As long as he has the motions of cracking the whip, you can't just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to have the motions there. As long as the motions are there, but the mechanics are like the grapple hook, I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Yeah. DE, what's that curve where the marble falls the fastest? It's exactly what happened to Indiana Jones. Yeah, let's see. There's got to be a great story behind Indy and his hat. There just got to be. Yeah. Let's see. Thankfully, Axel didn't decide on Xbox making Indiana Jones games. He would have killed it in the boardroom. Absolutely. If I was an executive, you would have had a hard time convincing me. Yeah. And Remake Station, he's thinking that he says, I think you are overthinking the whip. It'll be like a ranged attack with abilities. Yeah. We'll see.
Wouldn't his pistol be the ranged attack? Come on.
He has a pistol too, you know. Yeah. All right, so there you go. That's the Xbox Developer Direct 2024. Which one do you think comes out first, Terry?
Like which game comes out first?
Yeah, which one do you think will be first out?
Ara.
All right, Dreadpool?
It's going to be a toss up between Aura and Avowed. I want to say Aura. I think Aura would.
Yeah. I think they're going to ramp up as the year goes by. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Hence why we're getting 4 games. And Phil Spencer did want 4 Xbox title per quarter. So I'm going to think they start the year off with. I'm going to go against the panel here, just two. I'm going to say Obsidian comes first. Obsidian Avowed comes first.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the most ready, as we've
So
seen
you're
more
saying-
gameplay of that than any
So
other.
you're
game.
saying it's going to come out.
Earlier in the year.
Well, you're almost out of the quarter right now.
No, the quarter ends in March.
Okay, I'm thinking
calendar,
fiscal.
the
I'm thinking
Gregorian quarter.
fiscal.
How's that?
I'm thinking fiscal. My bad.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not fiscal quarter. Gregorian quarter. There we go. All right, but that's what we think about the Developer Direct and which ones we're most excited about. So, as I said, I'm most excited still about Hellblade. Which one are you most excited about, Terry?
Probably Avowed.
Okay, Jet?
You got to ask me. Do you really have to ask me which one I'm most excited for?
All right, it is. That's right.
I
Indiana
mean,
Jones.
seriously,
All right, but what is the chat most excited about, Terry?
Let's see here. Which game are you most excited about for the Developer Direct? 44% Indiana Jones, 30% Hellblade 2,
Hell yeah.
20% Avowed, and 5%, meaning Axel Soli, Ara, History Untold.
I'm the only one. Yeah. There you go. Hopefully this direct will get some people, open up some people's eyes to the Forex genre. All right. So yeah, that's all we got so far on the Developer Direct. I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, we'll talk more about the Developer Direct next week and give you our thoughts, our reactions to it. Yes. But we're gonna go ahead and skedaddle out of here. But before we go, guys, of course, we wouldn't be able to do this show without you guys, the chat, and that's why you guys, the chat, will always be the MVP to any of the shows here on the Iconic Video Games channel. With that being said, we're going to get out of here and catch you guys next week. I'm Axel1324.
I'm coolcatterri.
And I'm Dreadpool, dropping a video right at 11:30.
That's right. Be sure to catch it, guys. We'll catch you guys next week.